Dun 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 dun. 10-minute intro because I can do whatever I want on the channel. Hey, if you guys haven't noticed, I'm trying to keep this YouTube as organic as possible. No fucking flashy anything, just microphone, headphones, and the reality, the internet reflection, right? Kind of awkward. You can go and look at this shit yourself, but for some reason you come to the channel to get a little bit of crypto Brett insight. So, and then for some reason I feel encouraged to go live, to go live and kind of like video log my journey through this weird reflection of me talking about the internet, on the internet, showing the internet to the internet, like what the fuck is going on right now. What's up, y'all? This your boy Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace to DJ / producer, coming back again with another video about the Zen world and the related crypto markets. Yes, it is June 11th, 2024. Jeez, again, we're trucking through this year, bro. Like, it's literally gonna be the middle of the month in 4 days. So the markets are reflecting the middle of the month. A lot of people thought last month was gonna be the May thing, but instead we got a pretty good move in May. But here, let's look at it real fast. Let's look at it. What up, Tree City West? I see you. Delta Pope, thanks for sharing this on your X account. I appreciate it. Shout out to anybody who's watching on the X account. Hit the heart button. What up, Orlando? Damn, look at that poo-poo town chart. You manifested that yesterday, didn't you? Yo, I was just saying, though. I've been saying it for a while. Because it's like, it's not just the Zenians can't trust Zenians. It's crypto can't trust crypto in general. It's kind of crazy. Everybody was saying, you're missing the bull run. Well, today is June 11th, 2024, and no one missed anything. Actually, we didn't get anything. Like, it literally, if you sold in March and walked away, you're still, you're good. You sold the top. Again, your boy Crypto Bro, it predicted something was going to happen on March 14th, and it happened to be the top of BTC. Right? Again, that's an easy numerology number. It's fucking Pi Day. Pi is math. Bitcoin is math. Cryptocurrency is math, right? Magic internet money. So it is pretty suspicious that on Pi Day, we hit an all-time high in Bitcoin in the 20s, right? Bitcoin was created in the beginning of the 2010s, right? It didn't see its success until the mid-2010s. So 2017, Bitcoin goes from $1,000 to $20,000, right? Then you get the summer of 21, Bitcoin goes all the way up to $69,000, rebounding after the whole C19 events of this weird reality we live in. So in 2024, again, this run that we saw was predictable way back here. Remember, we were calling this shit back here, bro. In August, this dip happened, and it stopped dipping. Right? You see here on the RSI. Right, Bitcoin took a dip below the 200 and it stopped dipping. So that was, in a sense, your moment of opportunity to really open up your eyes to understand why it's easy to reverse now, right? And again, I've been talking about it on this channel. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. watch the videos later on. This is just a vlog. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. You're just witnessing it. Yeah. When Bitcoin fell off a cliff right here back in April of 22, there was nothing stopping it from hitting the floor. Right? There was no floor. The floor really was like, where are we going next? Went all the way down to $15,000. Shit. Were you there for it? Now, what was crazy was, again, Taproot was introduced, Ordinals was introduced 2021. Development and procedures started to be rolled out early 23, late 22. So that's why I feel like, again, I've been saying Ordinals and Taproot saved Bitcoin in this critical moment of, do you see a $10,000 Bitcoin or does it hold $15,000? Right? There was no story. There was no narrative. I was even thinking like Bitcoin needs to go lower, because you can see right here we're extremely oversold. Overpurchased on the RSI. This is the daily. So the assumption would be that Bitcoin's going to pop off and dump, but instead that was momentum. That was people coming in and buying the Bitcoins, even though it was expensive, right? Chancers, believers, they're like, hell nah, this shit gonna be way more expensive in 2024, right? So why not just grab a bag now in 2023, early 23, late 2022? Again, Ordinals comes out like a VMPX, right? That's March area. We get Zen Nights. You get VMPX right here in this May, June area, right? So that's kind of why, again, I'm like, yo, buy pressure from Ordinals helps Bitcoin. But now, yeah, we got all the way up here and we're over here now. It's fucking over. Yes, it's over. No one missed the bull run. We busted. We got a new all-time high, and now we've been trading sideways for the last 3 months. So, like, what's really going on here, right, is decision making and discovery, and why I've been harping on this channel that, yo, it doesn't matter about anybody's token or ideology. We're still in the middle of a layer one battle, positioning, right? And you have to figure out, like, what is the industry really trying to do? Where is it really trying to go? Because this is out of the hands of the ideology, out of the hands of Satoshi, man. They're going to have a Satoshi roller coaster probably coming soon. Ride the Satoshi, fucking pay in crypto or some dumb shit, like, you know, like, it's something that it doesn't have an owner, so you can always use Satoshi's likeliness and market it towards people, which is kind of interesting. Same with like all these cryptos. Well, some of them. Bitcoin is one of the most open sourced, free range coin concepts. Like, nobody owns the Bitcoin Orange Bee. That's wild. But Ethereum has a foundation. So you just can't go and put Ether logo on everything. They could cease and desist your ass, right? Everything else has like a foundation, right? Again, that's why Bitcoin is Bitcoin, yo. But yeah, so Bitcoin's going through its turbulence because it needs to. Like, it's too up. There's no narrative. It's just scam after scam after scam. Layer 2s are trying to come out, but there's no purpose. And those that need to release, they don't want to release until, you know, this thing called price has a correction. Similar vibes are happening in Zen world, which is awesome to see, right? It's like all that shit just happened, and now the whole market's tanking. So what does it even matter, right? Wouldn't you just say that this is just people positioning themselves out of Zen and out of crypto in general because they knew it was gonna dump? I mean, I've been waiting for 50K BTC to show up again, or somewhere in this range. Because if it goes down here, again, it shakes out everybody who's just built on hopium, right? Builders want to build, but they want to build in environments that aren't being pushed up by hopium, right? That's what I'm learning, especially blockchains, especially Bitcoin operations now that are these ops that are coming in, how people are trying to push them. It makes so much sense why they're just like a long runway of marketing, and then boom, they pop out. Same thing with like again, I was saying like with Taproot. Again, a lot of this momentum is because of the Taproot thing. It opened up development in 21, but we didn't see objects until the bottom of the market. Right? It's like the traders and the artists have shown up on Bitcoin. And that's a weird world that hasn't ever existed. Right? Satoshi took art out of Bitcoin because it allowed everybody to understand how this could replace money, how this could have a storage of value, right? And we're 15 years into the future. It's 2024, and we've had Ethereum and all the other bitch motherfucking chains. We've had the Tron, you know what I'm saying? Now we have the Solana. So we know that blockchain itself has value in transfers. How people transfer the coin is even more valuable than how people store it, right? Storage is awesome because now we have vintage storage like a Bitcoin, right? You can go and get some vintage storage blockchain, you know, or you can participate, right? You can go and make a whole fucking farm a bunch of Bitcoins at maximum peak value, whatever. You think this shit's going to $500,000, so you're going to put and invest the rest of your life into making Bitcoin. So go and stride, my G. I believe in you, right? That's not necessarily my path. You feel me? I'm looking at Bitcoin and I think it's so old and clunky that like it's awesome, but it's like forever old. It's like forever old. You're forever old. This gonna be forever old. Like this shit is gonna be old forever. It's never not gonna be new. So what's gonna be crazy about it is we're gonna start to see layer 2s for Bitcoin using Satoshis. And then the layer 2 is where the volume is. It's not going to be on Bitcoin. Bitcoin would be similar to Ethereum, where it's vaulting the value. The Ethereum is vaulting the value, right? That's why they went to proof of stake, so they could take that proof of work value and inject it into the blockchain. Everybody has done that now. Shibarium with Sheeb, done the same thing. Who else has done it? Dogechain tried to do it, but they have like, again, small cluster open source camps that have made like, or who's taken Dogecoin and created an EVM for people to inject value in and trap it, right? And these theories have worked to speed up development or whatever the fuck is going on in crypto, right? There's billions of all this shit, bro, and it always comes down to Bitcoin dumping. That's like the funniest thing about cryptocurrency. Everybody has their own narrative, and then Bitcoin takes a dump, and then all the narratives are off the table. Oh shit! Actually, just kidding, guys. We're trying to figure out why Bitcoin's dumping. We'll get back to our regular scheduled program when Bitcoin gets back. Like, what the fuck is this world? This makes no sense. So yeah, because even me, like, I can spin it now and just be like, yo, Zen is just dumping because Bitcoin didn't confirm more all-time highs. So Zen pumped in March, right? March 10th. It was an all-time high for Zen this particular moment in time, right? You could have sold your Zen or your mints at 883. So 6083. You could have got the fuck out, never came back. Or, you know, a lot of us were minting in April. We were holding on. We're thinking, maybe this shit can go up. Maybe we can fight inflation. Maybe X1 chain is going to come out. Fuck, it's fried city over here. But X1 is going to come out. The environment is being built. The framework is being set. The discovery is being discovered. I don't know how to say it anymore. But yeah, there's a lot of shit we're learning as a collective. And this cool thing, again, is X1 is being spearheaded by Jack Levin, the fucking network guru. I don't have to go out and learn SQL because they got it. Feel me? I just need to make sure I'm aligned with history. I'm the historian. So I'm looking at everything in the sphere. And this is why, again, it's like, yo, fuck what you're thinking about. Bitcoin was going to dump anyways because there was no way it was going to retest 73 without the rest of the world. And that's why I was saying, yo, if it can break past 73, maybe it goes to 84 because that's a world number. But it has to just fall, you know, and it can't get rejected because it's like anything in this reality of competition. You can't have a day off. All right, you got your day off on all-time high day. We give you that one. All right, celebrate, pop some bottles. You know, go spend some money. You hit an ATL or ATH, you know what I'm saying? Go spend some money, go pop some bottles. But come back. Come back, you know, and give us some hopium that, you know, you want more all-time highs. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, you're still popping bottles. Okay, cool. Well, maybe you're going to come back and want another all-time high. And then it's like, you know, this third one was probably another signal. If you're a trader, I'm not a trader, right? I just think I'm going long on Bitcoin, so I'm not worried at all. Like, I've always thought, like, after this first all-time high, 50K, like, dude, we are so exhausted beyond what I thought. And I'm like in this motherfucker. they 20K away from where I thought we would be comfortably, right? So it needs to pull back to a comfortable position for the builders to release, for the people to feel like it's not a market full of a hype, you know, like situation. Now, the crazy thing is, again, this is like awesome, though, again, for anyone who's in crypto looking to gain position. You're getting ready to get some really good numbers going into the fall season. Like, I expect this to continue for a minute. Like, I don't think this is going to be a one-time thing, you know? Like, I expect this to retrace to 50K, bro. It sounds disgusting, but yeah, the crypto world's not even ready. They're asking when X1, thinking they're in a bull market. This shit is wonkers. So yeah, and I've been saying 50K for the longest time. It's just been able to hold up. But yeah, that's the solid rejection there. Like, there's no way it can turn around at this particular moment. There's more people who would buy it down here than up here. So yeah. You know, where do you go from here, right? Knowing that the Bitcoin is the one that's going to control the market anyways. Well, I still think Ethereum is going to get an ETF, and I think it's going to find wind, hopefully, in the TPS war, because this is what's next. Up next in this scheduled program is the TPS wars. I looked on YouTube to see if there's even people making videos about it, but no one's even making videos about it yet because that's how strong of a control opposition like Ethereum has on the total market. Like, everybody's come to kill Ethereum. No one's been able to kill it. They're getting ready to get ETF. So, you know, we don't need you anymore. It's pretty much how I feel. Ethereum is given people who've helped their chain be Ethereum, right? Ethereum is nothing without its users. It's cool, but now we know TPS is coming in. It's TPS wartime. And TPS wars is going to be how you kill Ethereum, because Ethereum, unfortunately, is cornered in this conversation because they're fractionalizing themselves in layer 2s. And that's like that's on God, you know. Here, let's look at the TPS wars. Where's chain specs? What up, Dank? What up, Blue? What up, Yonks? Didn't you call 3K ETH top, 40K BTC top? No, I was like, I didn't know it was gonna be the top on a day. I just knew something cool was gonna happen. I just knew something cool was gonna happen. But yeah, I wanted to see ETH get back up here to try to test 5K, but it just won't do it. And that's kind of like why, again, somebody once upon a time ago said, like, ETH's going to 19,000. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is crap. This is a junk chain. Like, how? How, Sway? But yeah, like, the reality is that Ethereum has a lot of developers, so it's not going anywhere. It's got a lot of developers, and that's another thing about blockchains that is behind the scenes that you don't know about unless you're in the mix. So Ethereum has, like, I think like 400 developers, working on Ethereum they're getting grants. This is, they got teams, like they're all around the planet Earth working on Ethereum every day, making sure it can become better. It can be bigger things, right? They're on the validator level, right? But Solana, right? This is why I'm saying the TPS wars are here. Solana also has like 200 something developers working on it around the world, because there's another developer camp that believes in a different approach to blockchain and how to make it decentralized. So Solana's old narrative was it's centralized, but it got a lot of VC funding because they don't care about ideology. So if you could have gotten past that one ideology, you would have been one of the people who won, right? You would have got the Solana at $8, sold it, at $2.50, right? And so far it's retraced, and now we're learning about it right here, but we know the overall market is controlled by Bitcoin. So we're getting ready to get some discounts on Solana in general. Everything should be going on discount right now. Straight up. It's a perfect opportunity for Zen to not be on discount no more. It's up to the community though, because everything is going to be going down. So you could hedge you could hedge this thing because it doesn't take much to pump it. But yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Everyone's dumping their fucking Zen because they're scared and they don't know how fucking crypto works. And I have my mints coming soon. I'm probably going to hold them though, because why would I want to buy Zen? Like, I have mints coming in all at the end of this month. So it's like, cool. Every time I go and mint my Zen, I don't have to buy it. And if gas is going to stay low, obviously gas is going to stay low. Again, the TPS wars has changed Ethereum, and now Ethereum has cheap gas. That's awesome for ETH. That's actually what they want. The problem is that Ethereum is a household name, so they need to do a really good job at getting their layer 2s to use Ethereum. That's why everyone's backing Base again, right? Everyone's backing Base because it has ETH connected to its overall network, and it keeps Ethereum alive. And Base can possibly get to a higher TPS, right? Base can get up there from what I've heard. That's just from what I've heard. All right, so this right here, this is a TPS dashboard by ChainSpec. We're looking at the 1 hour, right? Hedera forever is on top, but no one's using their chain. So that's the problem with Hedera. It's battle tested, but it doesn't have users. So, I would love to see them get some degenerate vibes going so we can see how they really work, but that's not the case here. But then, yeah, that's why you have Solana here looking at their TPS. It's at 700, right? This is really epic, man. This is what they're trying to grow, right? Because you look below Solana, Hedera is a DAG. Solana is hardware meets software. That's really why people are fucking with this thing, because that's what X1 wants to be, because that's actually the gate, like, or the gate, aka, like, that is what is going to take us to the next level to make it so you can go and be at a McDonald's and someone installs like a pay-as-you-go fucking meter. Well, I mean, it or how do you say this? Maybe it won't get to that. That would be maybe too much infrastructure. Maybe, like, for instance, your cell phone goes into your car and there's connectivity using smart wallets, and you can use your money wherever your technology is, and you don't have to divide your apps anymore, right? Like right now, if I gotta use my app, I'm gonna use Apple Pay because it makes a central area where all my fucking wallet shit is, right? But what if the phone was the Apple Pay and I just hit OK because I'm there, me, human being, right? Granted, this is weird because it's like, oh, now they're just gonna rob you, blah blah blah, but I'm sure there'll be more security, and more, scare tactic bullshit to sell you on security, blah blah blah. But yeah, this integration of speed is going to rely on TPS. Like that vision or that development cannot happen in a slow TPS environment that cannot get bigger. You understand? Like, how are we going to continue to scale more users in if we can't even allow the network to get bigger? So that's the challenge in the EVM world right now, is really how do we scale this so we can become faster, so that our TPS can be the Mercedes-Benz, the Porsche, the Lamborghini, you know, of what you want, right? The Rolex of what you want. That's why, again, Solana has all these. I get it now. I'm like, oh, okay. They got a bunch of VC funding because that is so easy to sell. And it's coming from the Cisco guy, right? It totally worked for Cisco networking. So he understands networking and he wants Solana to be just like him. That's why him and Jack Levin vibe, because they're both trying to make crypto come down to the board level, where I was saying before, like it's a chip. Like we're working towards like these nodes being powerhouses, and like maybe the node does come down to your phone because they can sandwich the miner or the consensus into a small package to make your device securable or something. Like that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like security would be a way to sell this to people so that they would install it in their Tesla. They would install it in, you know, every single device they have. This is just tiny little kernel that just allows everybody to come online. Like it doesn't really fucking matter, right? Because that's where I think we're headed. You know, I think we're headed to a world where the internet is free, because it's pretty free now if you still know how to finesse it. And free in what I'm saying is that there will always be paid channels, but a lot of what is paid today will just be accessible. You won't have to pay for that. You'll have to pay for quality. You know, they're already starting to do it now. Like it's hard as hell to find Rush Hour for free. You feel like go and look for a really good movie on Apple TV and see if it's for free. Like probably not. You know, like slowly but surely, all catalogs, everything is gonna be, you know, taxed, and then everything will come over, you know, back up to like the free side. Whatever's new that's coming out, that's going to be instant access. And who cares about, you know, the hits of 2024, like in 2034, you know, like everybody's more than likely going to be into that new shit, right? Every 10 years, everybody's just into the newest shit. So that's why, again, I'm like, yo, sites that burn Zen for access is the future if people can comprehend that. And that's why, again, it's kind of cool to see Zen inflate and people sell it to zero, because there's going to be so many coins that you'll be able to really figure out, like, you know, like, what is it to say you get access to XYZ, right? Maybe we jumped the gun on that shit. And it's just because of, I don't know. I would love for it to be now, but it's just not mature market. Like it's all over the place. The non-mature crypto market is so everywhere that yeah, you're better off just comprehending it now and starting to make better plays later, you know. Like how low would Solana go with this potential pullback to like 50K in Bitcoin, right? Again, I like following the 200. So it's saying 200 is at $127. And then if I look left, I can see there's a really strong wick here of a disbeliever. They didn't believe. So they probably want to get back in where they bought at. So that would be somewhere down here, yeah, in between 100 and 127. That's always a good way to build it. Shoot for the stars. Oops. Let's do this. What we'll do is we'll add some horizontal lines at these ranges. I'm gonna do right here. Yeah, I would like, actually, yeah, that'd be a really cool place to buy some Solana. For how long though? For how long, I don't know. For as long as this takes on this RSI to get oversold. Where's that at? Well, the last time I was over here. 13. That's when it was $13 in January 2023. See, it's like everybody knew what the fuck was gonna happen, man. We're so late by following EVM. Like, if you're following EVM only channels or Bitcoin only channels now, you're about to fall backwards. Like, you're gonna go backwards, bro, for sure. There's no way. There's no way. And like, what's gonna be or what's already refreshing is the excitement in Solana, because people can envision a future with the hardware, and they're like making miners already. And like I was saying, a lot of it is focused not so much on DeFi, it's focused on infrastructure, right? And that's pretty much the future of crypto. It's like, if crypto needs businesses to spawn to support networks, that's how you decentralize it. It's not going to be a bedroom activity, because if we keep it in that headspace, it will never leave that headspace. It will forever stay a bedroom activity, right? It needs to move to the data center, just like Bitcoin did. But you see, Bitcoin needs many data centers to scale, right? Maybe Bitcoin has that vintage feeling with these layer 2s where people spawn them and they like do the bedroom thing, thinking that like, hey, maybe we get out of the bedroom. I've been out of the bedroom with this node, you know? But I'm not betting on that, because again, I just think a lot of these coins are already in the hands of the technology venture capitalists, and they want to use it for profit, right? They want to use it for profit. Like, Coinbase is for profit as fuck. Like, that's what they're going to do. They're going to use Base for profit. Right? Solana is centralized but permissionless. They're like, what? Like, y'all got servers y'all willing to just hold bullshit on, but y'all not gonna try to decentralize the network, because again, that doesn't really work in their case. They need to keep their consensus working how it works. That's why Solana is kind of cool, and we'll see where that grows. But yeah, a layer 2 of Solana, but with the like engine of X1's ideology, which is AI transformer. So if you remember too, the AI transformer is the same concept as Solana, right? Like the consensus transformer is the same consensus as Solana, but instead of it picking based on just a committee that's set in stone, this committee will randomize itself, and then the AI will pick the best nodes for the region. That's what his vision is. It's like a blockchain that really uses regions and artificial intelligence to make sure that the ping is as fast as possible. Because that's what, like I said, we are in a TPS war. That is the innovation going into the next 10 years. I think people want to lay cables or, again, take over AT&T and Verizon type idea. Like, they are being retired, and these cryptos will come in, and those that are early and can understand right now, like, they're going to be the pioneers of building this infrastructure. Like, they're going to be the people who make the cool apps that get the funding to make the data center that runs the app, right? And runs the network at the same damn time. So you can see it in Solana right now. So Solana has this thing called Solana Beach. You can see that they have 1,522 validators, right? But you see their super majority is 21. So this is why, again, in the beginning of X1, when Jack was explaining, he was kind of already hinting that it was going to have Solana S, things. And it was really about how people don't think about consensus. That's the difference between X1 and the rest of the chains, is that the consensus is the main building block of X1 chain. And that's why you can change virtual machines, because that's just how programs are run. So the more virtual machines you have, it's almost like having multiple emulators in one computer program, right? You want to pull up a retro emulator. You want it to have the Super Nintendo, the PS1, the Xbox One, right? Like that's X1 chain. Like it's going to be a emulator of many different ideas, but the consensus and the governance will be through the XEN coin. So that part, we'll see how it gets built in to the overall idea. Because even me, I don't even know what the fuck that looks like. Right, like that's why it's like, oh, this is a wild wacky experiment. Because if they can really build this, you know, I still think that there is a chance for a decentralized educational blockchain. Now, how long does it last? That part I don't know, because you can look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin essentially is an educational blockchain when you want to put it into perspective of teaching people how to get into crypto, right? Like I could simply be here and talk about Bitcoin all fucking day, and it's a safe haven to talk about to get people in. That's all it really is. Ethereum is the same way, right? And that's why it's like those are the two easiest ones to talk about, right? And now we have other ones that are starting to get louder, right? Solana is the one that's being the loudest. BNB is pretty loud. XRP, they still loud, you know. They're money. They got the good money management. They money managing over there. All right. So again, that's why looking at it overall, like X1, wherever it is, I think it will be up here. Like XN as like the coin representing the X1 network, like has a space up here because it doesn't. Again, it's more like a Bitcoin network. Like if you could take Bitcoin and put it into different pieces when it was first released, so you could support all the ideologies, right? But you couldn't because it was 2010 and nobody gave a fuck, right? So just make it P2P and it can be better than gold. And it's been running ever since. What a good meme. Took a second, but it got going, you know? And then out comes Ethereum in 24, where a lot of Bitcoiners move their wealth into ETH. And it's kind of always been this way. And that's why you look at Solana validators here. Look at the top 3, right? This is exchange, right? You got Coinbase, you have Ledger, right? I'm not too sure what Galaxy is. But yeah, they have 1.5 thousand. And just recently they kicked out like 30 nodes because they're trying to show, in my opinion, investors that they can control the validator list to stop spam. And basically that's what people are doing everywhere on the blockchain. Like any blockchain you go to, if you can run a node, you're forever have an advantage on everyone. So right now they're trying to strong arm that. That's why, again, Solana kind of makes some sense because it could be the most crazy blockchain outside of the Solana ecosystem with Solana still embedded in it. So then Solana can take some of that degenerate, like some of the degenerates could leave the main face of Solana and move into Solana. It's a different thing, but you know. I don't know, man. I think he's vamping. He's vamping hard right now. It's crazy. What up, Dank? I cleared 9 figures from Zen X1 ecosystem before 99% of y'all extracted 6 figures from the free market. Yo, Dank with a crazy flex. For real. For real. For real. For real. Shout out to Dank. Yeah, you know, if the thing about the Zen thing, which is hilarious, is like the hell of a ride for myself because, yeah, don't hodl for any community, bro. That shit is like that shit. Like when I see a young person start to be like, oh, I'm a hodl. I'm like, bro, you better hodl the right thing. Because some of these things gonna break your heart, but they're gonna have no rebound. Right? Like Zen is an easy hodl. Because, again, it's a bigger mindset of individuals. And we all want the same thing. So it doesn't really matter what's happening behind the crowd. Right? The the marchers, the leaders are leading in Zen. And I think, again, like as someone who speaks for it, like I think what we're moving towards feels like futuristic crypto vibes. Feels like I can continue to think abstract in how you can use this technology. And now when I look back, everything does feel and look like an umbrella. It's not gelling, it's an umbrella, right? And I think, and that's why I'm like, yo, in crypto proof of work world, the reason why Bitcoin got to this expensive price again is the security of making a Bitcoin. So the problem with Solana is that its base fees are so cheap, but the price is going up because people are buying it, and then the validators are holding it. So it's allowing it to essentially grow. And if it grows interest and the validators keep growing because more people see this opportunity of like, hey, I can just grab a Solana node and stake and yield because they have everything I'm looking for. You know, this is going to keep growing, and that's how you get the decentralization. Right? This is the same shit we're trying to do in X1 chain. So my mind is fucked. I'm like, damn, I got brought into Solana because they on the same mission as me. We side by side now. And the problem though with X1 chain that I've seen in our mission is that you cannot build a blockchain based on community. You know, either it comes out with VCs or it doesn't. You know, but you can use time, which is the Bitcoin method, to allow the market to decide the true value of the coin. But the coin itself, again, needs to be immutable. And that's what Zen does do. It has a coin that's immutable. No one can change it. No one can knock it off course. Like, it's going as far as it's going to go forever. Right? So that's the cool beauty of the Zen coin. There's not many coins that have this, right? With the destination built in. The burn record is in the contract, so the destination is always there, right? Yeah, and that's why I'm like, yo, Zen is the answer, but it's not practical. Practicality is VC funding, because this is an industry and people want to get in at an industry level, enterprise level, and they want to do it with their bank account because they can save some money or write some shit off if they lose, right? Not many people are trying to enter through the fiat ramps. That is 100% another narrative to kind of get retailers to continue to spend in this like crazy environment. So yeah, I'm kind of like not vibing with the whole umbrella Ethereum thing, because ETH can't attract enough firepower without an ETF. And that makes me nervous because I like crypto a lot. So seeing Solana be battle tested right now by its own community, by everything, and now again soon by the Zenians with its own render of Solana. Yeah, I think this is going to be an awesome piece of technology that is going to float into the future. Now, I'm curious what is going to happen, because it sounds like still like JL makes it seem like Solana is not the end game. And I can feel the same way, because totally wants to lay cables, and that's a fast way to end the game. Get it, like I said, go out, buy an AT&T in the game. The game is over. Like, yeah, they won. There's dApps everyone's going to build for Solana. But the infrastructure cost on that is way too expensive in this reality. Like, no one's really going to go and do that, because that's trillions of dollars. Where's this shit going to come from, you know? Why Elon's shooting rockets every single fucking month, because he got to get his satellites in the sky while inflation is high. That's kind of like just my own tinfoil hat theory. But knowing that Solana can't get off the ground like that because it's crypto, no one gives a fuck about what we are trying to do yet, until there's more money that can be made from all this. That's why, again, we're seeing the celebrity coins. That's a clear indication that we are at the top. because there's nothing left. They've hired a marketing team and from Web 2 to come into Web 3 to try something spicy. That's not good. I got the Gonna base NFT yesterday, though. You should go get one of those. And yeah, so like that's why again I'm looking at Solana. I'm looking at the angle. I see the Miami Vice colorway, right? The Miami Vice colorway, the degenerate vibes that brings in art. You know, the 1,000 nodes. It's decentralized, really, though. But even though it's not, but it is, you know, might be closed, but there's a lot of people that can get involved essentially. So it's permissionless. You can get involved. And again, I think it's this ideology of IP or intellectual property, whatever Solana has created, they want to keep it theirs. Right. And that's a thing in crypto. Like, Satoshi came out with the free version, which is Bitcoin. The free version of crypto is Bitcoin. So now everything after that, these foundations, these are Ivy League, you know, blockchains. Like, and it's kind of crazy to think that Zen is on the floor inviting people in to something that is going to be much bigger once it's finally released. Right? Like, it's completely obvious that X1 is going to be released to be part of the overall conversation, right? And I'm not trying to hate on nobody else's blockchain, but we can even see how fast Avalanche has fallen out the conversation. Tron is Tron's hanging on for dear life, man. If people didn't like USDT, they would exit the fuck out of Tron. Yo, Cardano is laughable at this point. You know, and Tone Coin is just sitting here. It's just sitting here at number 9. Don't sleep on Tone, man. This one is a sleeper at $6. X1 node is the Wonka golden ticket, maybe. Now the that's what I'm saying though. X1 still has the ability to be a tiny node, or it's like it has the ability to get there. It has Jack Levin. He's the coder. You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes through, it's Jack's idea, and then it probably goes to Nick, and then it probably goes to Leo to get cleaned up. And then they explain it to Zensu, and then he explains it to us. And then I regurgitate it back to you. Right? So it's like, everything is, again, coming from the mind of Jack Levin. And that's kind of why, again, I actually think that's a vital piece in creating a new blockchain. Especially after being on this ride and understanding how blockchains actually work, how they come to market. Like, understanding that, like this Tone chain, look at, you know, it came to market from in what country, bro? Gate, Bitfinex, KuCoin, MXC, BitGet, OKX, Bybit. Do I need to tell you what country this came from? Like, bruh, like, we know already. Like, that's how this crypto shit is working now, because of the facts. Again, the only real open sourced crypto out of all of them is Bitcoin, and we're watching people sell their bits being tested right now, essentially, to sell their 2014 Bitcoins. Yeah, and this is the part where they get tested, because were you in a good financial state, or did you bet on, or did you gamble the future, essentially, and now you have to sell your Bitcoins, right? That's the craziest part of the crypto market. That's a psychological play. You know, it happens on every level. You could even say it happened in Zen, where you're betting on a higher price and then it tanks and now you have to sell. So I'm watching Ethereum and Bitcoin go through this shit right now. Seeing the small sell on Solana makes me pretty bullish on it, because it makes me think that the whales have control, and I know that control is on a validator level. So that makes me feel comfortable, because I'm like, oh, it's not in the hands of like the real degens. They're just using the Solana that's out there, you know? So you see here, Solana versus Bitcoin. full blown opportunity for this to just get wrecked right now. Same on Ethereum. You see it came here to the 200. It's ready to get wrecked as well. That's why it's like, yo, if Bitcoin goes lower, everybody would sell into Bitcoin, then sell out, right? So that's essentially what we'll see. Maybe Bitcoin turns around a little bit right now as the altcoins. Yeah, you see. Let's look at the hourly. Yeah, this is normal shit. I'm not a trader though. It's just like everything follows a pattern, and then it becomes synchronized, and then it becomes relation. So you see right now, Bitcoin is exactly doing what it should do, which is if right now, if you wanted to make a play, you would turn your altcoins into Bitcoin while it has a tiny rally and then sell back into fiat. So this is the normal practice, right? And that's why, again, I'm looking like, yo, after all this shit, after the dust settles, like where are you gonna be? You know, you can be an XRP, Avalanche, Ethereum. You know, that's why I'm like, oh, I'm glad that we got this alley-oop for Solana. This is an actual alley-oop because Solana is gonna go and try $1,000, and the reason why I think it'll be $1,000 worth per Solana is because that's how they can scale their fees. The base fee goes up in the form of Solana. So right now it's like 2 zeros and a 3 cents, or 2 zeros and a 5 cents, right? For one transaction. So it could 2x or 200x, and it would be at 5 cents. Yeah, 200x would be at 5 cents. So like, that's not even bad. Like, still 5 cents for the transaction fees, right? And that would put Solana right now, I guess, yeah, like $600, $700. And I think that's just like easy. Like, I think that's going to be very easy. Especially if more layer 2s come out and people start to be more open-minded about it because it's so low, and that they can become the whales, unlike Ethereum, where the whales are going as far back as 2014, and they need to regain the trust of like the crypto user. I could see it now. That's why it's not intuitive to follow what we've been given. You know, you can almost think of like all these layer 2s as like another top signal for Ethereum. It will be successful, but I won't be surprised to see it challenged by a new competitor and others, because this is 3,000. So that means technically, if we wanted to give 2 other coins $1,000 for a price, that is on the table. That's on the table. Hey, yo, shit, that's number 2 on the market cap. Fuck it. Let's cut this total market cap in half. Oh, Ethereum's at 420 right now. They're trolling hard. Yeah, we'll cut that in half. We'll give 100 billion to Solana, and we'll give 100 billion to X1 chain. Booyah! Because these coins obviously can't get to 100 billion. I don't even think Doge has ever seen $100 billion market cap. Let's see. Don't bet against Justin's son in China. They're going to buy all the cryptos at the bottom of this correction. Hey, I mean, that's why I'm not trying to bet against him. He's up there, bro. Look at when you see Justin's son, bro. Just know that's his vault. It's in the form of Tron. Some people keep their money in a bank. Justin's son keeps his money on chain. Justin's son keeps his money on chain. Yeah, look at that. Doge ain't never hit no $100 billion market cap. Ever. Highest high, look at that, 84. What'd I tell you? See, it's a special number. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you should get educated. They rule the world. They rule the world. But yeah, 84 billion. May 5th, 2021. Again, the The storm of 21, man. We haven't seen anything since. Everyone's reaching for this. I was standing butt naked in 2021, looking like an idiot. I had a bunch of hex and nothing else because I took the wrong pill. Ended up thinking that all you needed was no Bitcoin and no Ethereum. Got way too far away from the rock on that one. Had to reel myself back in when I got into NFTs. And the rest is history. But yeah, so you see what I mean? Like, market cap says it all. None of these other coins are actually worthy of that. The other one would be BNB, you know, but you don't really want to root for BNB. You can, but you're not really supposed to root for this. But maybe we should because it's the real coin market. I'm like very skeptical on it. This is kind of like a political idea here. But yeah, BNB is touching the 100 bill multiple times. It's an all-time high market for them. And I mean, like, that's why it's like, emotions aside, BNB is a successful brand. And they have a very intellectual market that is built in finance, which makes them even stronger when it comes to having an educated user. Because again, a lot of people are in BNB coming from TradFi into DeFi. So it's like you want to be like, fuck BNB, because you know they're recycling everything and making just so much guap and not really giving it back to everyone. But you got to hold the coin and you see the benefits, you know? So bias aside, BNB is a successful company and it's something you want to hold. But for the gang, it's what's going to happen. What's going to happen? You know, that's kind of why, again, I'm rooting for Solana because Solana's giving me the vibes that it's for the gang. You know? And also it's not a fork of Ethereum like BNB. So it's not only is it for the gang, but it's something different which everyone is looking for. And again, Coinbase stepped in and saved Solana after FTX. And I'm sure there was a reason for this. Again, it's going down to a processing level. But yeah, so you look at this market cap for Solana, and they haven't yet hit the 100 bill. They got really close, and then they got knocked down. So that's why, again, it'd be awesome to see Solana lose some market cap right now, lose some attention. Now that I understand like why it has received attention, I think a lot of this attention that it's received is not because of YouTube fanboys and like moon people. Now this next ride that it's been going off right now, this has been people buying and losing Solana. They just keep playing in the sky casino, as some call it. And there's no problem. There's nothing wrong with that because that's just what it is. Like some people want to use crypto every single fucking day. So they're going to go and find a meme coin and get dumped on, you know, but and then there's going to be validators that want to validate networks. And they're going to be there with their computers turned on, helping those people get dunked on, right? Maybe even providing them with the service to get dunked on even faster. You know, and that's why I'm like, man, I totally see why you might want to look into this as like an extension, right? X1 is just it's cloud module based for everyone to plug into, or for them to find and plug into, right? Whatever comes out next, if it's open sourced or has a version that you can fork, maybe that's where the research go. Maybe X1 is a research blockchain and is here for those in the crypto space to grab a piece of and, you know, create the open source thing that everyone's looking for. You know, like, I mean, it's still a hot topic. Some people will not mess with Solana because it's the way that it's designed. So again, the autonomous lead picker in X1 chain's consensus would solve the decentralization idea of you only can have 21 people and that has to be hard coded in. right? That's like every blockchain. The super majority is a hard coded in action because it's just to protect the top. But I mean, that's just the thing. When X1 comes out, everything needs to be battle tested for many years. So it's just like you get in first, and you got to still ride the wave, through all the bumps and rumps and strumps. So again, I'm just seeing that. I'm not saying Zen is doomed forever, but yeah, if X1 chain just came out because it's now an Solana fork, now your value has ported to a Solana world. Are you mad, or are you, like what is that like? Have you even thought about that part? Like, are you even like? That's why it's like, yo, is it even worth holding Zen if you're not even ready for that transition? Like, because that's probably what's gonna happen. I wouldn't be surprised again to see X1 chain come out as an SVM. And now all of your value from all your ETH chains is transferred over into the Solana system. And you can get out of there, but you'll have to use Solana to get out. And then I don't know how they're going to do the architecture. I'm just thinking of how like the system will work best with SPL. So it would also be a good starting bridge for Solana to a layer 2. He said there was a layer 2 out there already. Let's look at this real fast. Let's see if we can find it. This is a Bitcoin Solana layer. So I'm just talking. What y'all talking about? Justin's son is a boy. Oh, well, damn. B&B pumping because CZ is in prison and can't dump on us. He took his ledger with him into the joint. Yeah, that's probably what he did. Let's see here. Bitcoin scaling has been main queue mark, blah blah blah. Oh, so it's the wormhole. The wormhole. People are talking about it. Does Solana lead layer 2s? Let's see, what's this one? And like, I mean, like layer 2s, they're just ways to again, it's like pipes or it's like traffic lanes. This is one of the best ways to explain it. Everybody's on one freeway, and adding a layer 2 is like just adding everyone's on the 5 freeway in LA, and now we're gonna add the 405 on the backside of the city, so you can get from the south to the north faster, because the 5 through the city is just too congested, right? So it's a more strategic freeway so that you can get to where you need to get to. Well, back in the day, it used to be fast. I think it's kind of slow now, right? But that's the theory there of adding a freeway. So a layer 2 is the same situation. You're just adding another freeway to a major city so people can use that one with the common courtesy of the chain before, right? And that's why it's very interesting to think. It's like, yo, does Solana work with Solana tokens and XN tokens? Like, what the fuck does that look like? Or is it not going to be like a base chain, right? Because that would be like a layer 2 kind of like base chain. You want to use the branding of the previous chain so that you don't disrupt the behavior of the users, right? But in Solana's case, it could essentially just introduce XN coin, and then XN coin could be on Solana, or it'd be an SPL. It won't be ERC20, right? And that's kind of where the confusion is or where everything is like, yo, like what the fuck does it mean? How does it live? Or where does it start? That's why, again, I like mining XENblocks. Here, just throw it in the ad. That's why I like mining XENblocks, because who's to say maybe it won't end up on XENblocks, because that's the most natural area of creation, right? That's where the quantum resistance is actually happening, right? You make the coin using a GPU, hashing your algorithm through Archon 2, and then you transform that energy source into XN coin. That's why it's like, yo, what if like, you know, XN lived through XNM? But that's just like, it's like, it gets really, really crazy there, because I don't know what the fuck would happen. Like, it's just so many different ways, and then I see a lot of value all over the place, right? I see value in the XNM because that's only 620 million coins over the course of 15 years. So if all the energy shifted into the ideology of like, well, we'll just use the GPUs inside of the nodes to be like a global counter, right? It sounds kind of bananas, but like, think of it this way. We have 3 global counters that are possibly about to be built into X1 chain. You're going to have EVM counting its nonces, right? And then you're going to have SVM counting proof of history, right? And then you're going to have Xenium doing 10-minute block calibrations, right? Every 10 minutes, the clock starts over and it makes sure that, you know, it needs to adjust the difficulty up and down, right? And that is a signal sent right now to the EVM, right? So that's why I'm like, yo, what the fuck if like you have all 3 of these global clocks? Like, what if you just choose the most, you know, like the most stable is going to be Xenium, XNM, because it's connected to 10 minutes, and then everything else can move fast, right? And it's like all them things can move quick, and then they just relay all this data to Xenium on the GPU, and then it just checks and balances all of everything through that one particular portal, you know, because 10 minutes, we get it now. Like in Bitcoin, people don't care to wait 10 minutes, you know, but at the speed of light, which the consumer does want, the consumer wants the speed of light. That's what we're seeing in Solana. People enjoy to run on milliseconds. They don't want to run on 12 seconds. They want to run on 400 milliseconds. That's better for them. So again, that's why it's actually a pretty interesting discussion when you think about like, what is X1 chain, why you want to fork both sides of the party, and like, how can you bring it all together to make sense under one governance coin that supposedly has 100 billion coins, right? So that's like the real ponder situation here, that even I think it's going to take a couple more years to really grasp the potential. But I mean, it shouldn't take nothing more than a couple, like, it shouldn't take nothing but a couple minutes to think about what can happen, you know, because it's just tech. You got to release it and let it live. If it dies, it dies. If it lives, it lives. But yeah, something needs to just be put into the ether for the ideology, right? Because now it's just like, is this the end game layer 2s and everyone building behind one, which was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and a possible third, which I would love to be X1 chain. But again, you need VC funding. And I'm pretty sure it seems like Fair Crypto doesn't want to go that route, which is okay in my concepts right now, because it makes everything more valuable if the game needs it, essentially. Like, I think the game needs it. Like, I think crypto needs a Fair Crypto to experiment differently with all this technology to make sure that it's battle tested for the right investors, rather than everything just spawning and everyone just praying to God that shit works. Right? It's almost like you would want to be part of the Fair Crypto experience and owning some of these Fair Crypto coins, because they might hold the value of this experiment going, you know, into the future, which I believe everything is pretty sound in that reasoning. And that's why we're seeing lower lows in Zen, because nobody wants to buy it, right? Look at 36 transactions. Ain't nobody buying this shit, right? You can go to V3 because it has a bigger liquidity pool, and there's 107 transactions. Like, no one's buying Zen. No one cares about it. It's going as low as it can go. And I think this is a positive because, again, all of this stuff we're learning now is going to be even sweeter if Zen is at the lowest possible price, because then you can come back and get as many as you like. Like right now, 1 billion is $152. Like, what? For sure. You know, like that's what it's like, yo, if it dropped another zero, which sounds kind of crazy, but if Zen went to 7 zeros, then 1 billion would be $90 for a billion Zen on Ethereum. Like, what? Like, yo, that's crazy. Like, bring it on. That's why I'm like, yo, if it goes to 7 zeros and a 54, which is a 99% from this is, I would say, the most local top. So you can see we never really got back up to 5 zeros and a 10. So 5 zeros is a very strong zone. That's where we had that dump down to, and then the pump to beyond. So this is a very solid area. We also never got, and that's why we never got back to it. Even on this last pump back in March, we didn't get back to the 5 zeros. That's why I was like, damn, if we can get above this, man, we going. But that might have been the signal to just sell out of Zen and not root for it. But yeah, again, it's going to return around because it always has these moments, right? And right now what we're just dealing with is a heavy amount of selling. A heavy amount. But we have so much in store. SolXEN is cooking, and it's called OpCat. Which y'all OpCat, and what's up, Davian? LOL. It's only 7 minutes. Zenium's only 7 minutes and not 10 minutes. Hey, that's even better. We should use that as a global counter. I'm gonna put that into the ether. I think I don't know. Don't quote me, but I think that would be kind of fire. Because what you would have is just like, you would get so much demand for Zenium because everybody would want to secure the whole network, because they would want to get those XENM coins and turn them into XN, right? And then it's like almost like the only way you can get XN outside of that, like I would say almost like scrap the 333 auction and just make it a daily burn forever or something from the EVM, and let the community decide on how much Zen they want to furnace, rather than having like this 300-day auction thing that's like way outdated now, right? Like it would be way cooler if like solXEN was the ramp from Zen or from Solana to XN, and then Zen is the ramp from EVM. And then you just use XNM again as like the overall security system. So you have that proof of work security, but you have that proof of stake speed, and it doesn't matter, right? It's like it's on the developer to make sure that they're setting their user up in the right environments. It's not on the blockchain to make sure that the developers are, you know, following the rules or whatever, right? It's like, yo, if you want to use, you get to use both. It's not like you get to use both. Like, oh, I'm going to take some EVM code and mix it with some fucking SVM code. Like, it doesn't work like that. It's more of, oh, I'm going to reformat my Solidity code into Rust so that this way I can deploy this Rust contract on Solana because the TPS is faster, right? But I'm coming from Ethereum and I want to use XN coin because there's more users in this particular zone because of the Solana traffic or something. Like that's kind of like what I envision would be, so many people are in the SVM that it's making people want to develop in the EVM so that they can get both sides of the party, right? And that would be an amazing thing for developers. And it goes back to like the 80%, like you would get 80% of your fees back in SVM and in EVM. So you're winning all over the place. If you can make two of the same apps that are like fucking popping, right? And then again, I'm pretty sure most people will just end up on the SVM just now after doing my research because it's just going to be easier to program with, unless something else came out, which it seems like we're working again towards coding languages for crypto. which don't exist right now. We're still really in the future in that atmosphere. That's why I'm saying like in 2035, 34, there'll be new things and we'll all be dinosaurs. Like, damn, I remember when you just had a program in Python. And there's like some new fucking code that codes itself. You just think it, and it's like you think your apps into existence and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, weird dystopia future. But again, Zen has a destination. Just right now, it's going to continue to sell down until that path opens for the masses. But yeah, man. Oh, that's a 7-minute Zenucation. Oh, I see what you're saying. What up, Crypto Neek? Now you're talking about Zensu's video. Yeah, I saw that too. That one's pretty cool. I mean, that's why I'm like, yo, I get it now. I just want to see it all put together, and I want to see Zen get saved, because that's the only way to save Zen is an X1 chain. But I'm so curious, bro. I mean, I've been looking at here's one more thing. I've been looking at creating a Solana node, but yeah, we just got to get it together. I think this is a good one. 24 code. I learned that you need a high processor CPU, 2.8 and up gigahertz, and $1.40 an hour. See, like, this is where we are, like Solana. This is where we are now. Like, the issue why crypto can't get faster is because we don't have enough uptime hardware. And like, that's no one owns this shit. Like, the next step is like getting business grants to like open data centers. I swear that's what you're gonna start seeing, bro. That's what we're gonna start seeing for sure. Like, because that's the only way to accelerate this stuff. And I mean, there's a lot of different things that we could do if the internet was gated, or if the internet was inside of the blockchain. Right now, the blockchain is in the internet, and it needs to be the other way around. Because it's way cooler if the gated community is the blockchain, which you see everywhere, right? It's way cooler to be inside of Bitcoin than to just hold it. Way cooler to be inside of Ethereum. But now that's why we've learned, like, it's way cooler to have this experimental thing called a consensus in your pocket. Then we making cell phones. I can rent one next week, or I can rent you one next week. I just ordered 4 new servers. Oh shit! Yeah, Tekken is the tech lead. He's gonna have the server farms going up. But yeah, that's where we're going. That's why I'm like, yo, Zen is evolving perfectly. Like, it's teaching you the evolution of how to become a lead in crypto. It's not gonna be running Bedroom. That was kind of a cool idea. But now that I think about it, it's not mature enough. And after discovering Solana, I'm going to discover Sui next and get more to understand Aptos as well, to see what is happening at those levels. I already know who they're shilling for, but like Aptos is shilling for a new consensus coding layer, right? They want to use Move instead of Rust, instead of Python, instead of Go. They want to use Move. Right, and that's something coming from Facebook. So that's a Facebook chain in a sense. So it's almost like you got to bet on it, because Facebook is going to adapt them. And now we know, like, even with Apple, right, partnering with OpenAI, these companies don't have answers to the next generation of technology. So theoretically, they're going to be looking to partner and buy certain entities that are promoting what they're trying to push. Right. So I'm looking at these other chains, but that's all I'm really seeing. I'm seeing the next evolution of crypto syntaxes and these hardware chains in regions. Right. Maybe one does one, like, it's like Sui is like the Asian version of Solana. It's kind of crazy at this point. But yeah, that's where we're going. Right. The B&B version of Solana, Sui. Gotta go.